by inundating this jury with images of my client firing a gun. He's insulting their intelligence and wasting this court's time. We have all seen the so-called evidence. Can we please move on?
What the jury saw, Miss Miller, was a terrifying blur. Things were happening so fast that there wasn't time to react. The reason for showing the tape in slow motion was to see how Mr. Morgan reacted, and that is with the precision of a cold-blooded killer.
Objection! Your Honor, my client was obviously acting in self-defense, and the district attorney is well aware that no charges have been brought to indicate otherwise. As I have pointed out to this court, my client was in police custody, handcuffed and shackled at the time that this attempt was made on his life.
The tape speaks to the ability of the defendant to carry out the crime that he is on trial for, Your Honor.
I'll allow it.
That's the last image Lorenzo Alcazar can remember. Jason Morgan firing a gun.
Objection!
Sustained. Strike that from the record. Mr. Lansing, you know better than to address the jury.
Your Honor, the state calls to the stand Mrs. Elizabeth Spencer.
Court is now adjourned.
So far, so good.
Trust me, it only gets better from here.
You were right about the ambush tape. After the jurors saw it, they were looking at Morgan like he belongs in a cage.
He does.
Well, don't get overconfident. And you might want to rethink calling Lucky Spencer's wife as a witness. She used to be your wife, too, didn't she?
You know she was.
Then why muddy the waters by risking conflict of interest?
Elizabeth is going to give me what I need to convict Jason.
Do you have to be so good at your job? Rick did a lot of damage with that footage. He wanted to paint you as a cold-blooded killer, and your actions on that tape just proved his point.
What was I supposed to do, let him kill me?
No, of course not, Jason. Look, I can argue that you were acting in self-defense till I am blue in the face, but it is not going to erase what that jury just saw. And they saw you not scared. They saw you calm and focused and lethal. And it just validates the DA's allegation that you are a professional killer.
What are my chances?
Well, considering the evidence that Lansing has in reserve, I'd say we need all the help we can get.
That sergeant said you want to speak to a detective?
Yes. I have information on the murder of Lorenzo Alcazar.
Okay, let's hear it.
Stone Cold didn't do it.
Can you back that up?
Well, as a former employee, I can attest that Evil Al is a denizen of darkness with legions of evildoers who would have been happy to pull the triggers.
Okay, can you provide Jason with an alibi during the time of the murder?
I wasn't with Stone Cold at that exact moment, but that doesn't mean...
You can provide Jason with an alibi during the time of the murder. There's nothing else you can do.
Stone Cold doesn't deserve to be locked up for life.
Jason's got the best lawyer money can buy.
Yeah, and few that he can trust to stand up for him in court. I mean, even fair Samantha turned her back on him. The jackal will not rest until Stone Cold has secured his freedom.
Do you want to help Jason?
More than anything.
Yeah, then let his lawyer do their job and stay out of it. You can't even be involved in this.
What is wrong with you? Why won't you help the guy that gave you your son? The DA of Darkness has an agenda. Okay, with Stone Cold out of the way, Mr. Corinthos, sir, is that much more vulnerable.
Okay, the bottom line is that Jason broke the law. There's nothing you or I can do about it.
Okay, I work for Evil Al. And then he tried to kill me. The dude is seriously lethal. I hated him. And you didn't investigate me, nor the other legions of evildoers that would want to kill him as well. Like covert ops type people that can order his termination from the luxury of their yacht.
Okay, if the jury finds Jason guilty, you can't do anything to change it.
Stone Cold, I have Jacqueline here to testify on your behalf.
I'm gonna let you try to explain to him why that's a bad idea.
Look, dude, I know this is hard for you, okay?
I've been in lockup before.
No. I'm talking about Fair Elizabeth's spouse. I mean, the dude is walking around oblivious to the fact that he's been entrusted with your most precious progeny. You know, perhaps Lucky would be more keen to secure your freedom if he knew the truth. Oh, you gave up baby Jacob Martin in respect to Fair Elizabeth's wishes, but don't you think it would be better for everyone if the truth came out now rather than later?
The longer this trial goes on, the more I know I can never claim Jake.
Why does the Jackal get the feeling you're giving up?
And things didn't go really well today.
That's why you're determined on keeping the secret, right? You think you're going to be convicted and you don't want baby Jake to know that his father's incarcerated.
I don't want Jake to hear his father described the way I was in the courtroom today. Or grow up feeling ashamed or afraid of me.
Oh, baby Jake would be proud to have you as a father. And yes, some of the aspects of your chosen career path are a bit dangerous, but I mean, you would never do anything to put the small Stone Cold.
I want my son to get caught in the crossfire the next time somebody decides to try and take me out, okay?
Yeah, you want the innocent one to be safe, of course, but, you know, what if there's a way that you could be a part of your son's life and not put him in peril?
There's not.
Okay. Remaining a trusted family friend, right? I mean, you could be there to witness your prodigy's milestones, and I'm sure that the blonde one would happily assist you. I mean, she is baby Jake's aunt and also privy to...
No, I want you to leave Lula out of this.
No, I think she would want you to participate, to be there to support Jake's choices, good and bad, and also, you know, impart pearls of Stone Cold wisdom along the way. Come on, isn't it better to have some part in your son's life rather than none at all?
Time's up. The DA needs to speak with the prisoner.
You'll excuse us, Mr. Spinelli. Mr. Morgan and I have some business to discuss.
You know, you will be consumed by darkness in the end. I mean, you are already an orc and soon to be Gollum, or much worse.
Today was just a little taste of what I got in store for you. You cooperate. Or tomorrow when Elizabeth gets on that stand to testify, she's going to have to admit some rather unhappy truths.
Move it.
This is a one-time deal. You plead out to second-degree murder. We can end this right now. You'll serve 20 years without parole, but you will save Elizabeth the pain of having to testify against you. So I guess you gotta ask yourself a question. What's more important to you? Your freedom or Elizabeth's peace of mind? Now you think about that, Jason. Because if I get Elizabeth up on that stand, I am going to ask her about the nature of her relationship with you. Since she's already been sworn in under oath, she's going to have to admit that the two of you were lovers, and while I'm there, I might as well go all the way and ask if little Jacob Martin, interesting choice in initials, by the way. I will have to ask Elizabeth under oath if little Jacob Martin Spencer is really your son.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next General Hospital.